ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாமா? கரிஷ்மா, you can start pa. Campaigning committee members.
Okay.
Hello everyone. Welcome back to another session of Pudusu Pudusa Dinisu Dinisa. A very warm and pleasure morning to one and all attending the meeting. Myself M. Harini and my friend Karishma, second year students of National Engineering College, are here to compare this event. It's a matter of immense pride to speak here before all of you in this wonderful morning. Let me commence the session with this charming quote. Coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, working together is success.
This event mainly focuses on the students who have been preparing for UPSC and other related exams. Our main target is to let them know the current affairs. So now we are here to know the current affairs on May 2022. It's a great honor to welcome our college director, Dr. S. Sanmugavel, and our principal, Dr. K. Kalidas Murugavel. A warm welcome is the first sign of hospitality. Words of welcome fill an occasion with warmth and make one feel that he is meant to be there. I now request our volunteer, Mr. S.K. Ganapati from ECE second year to deliver the welcome address.
Good morning, all. I consider it a great privilege to extend the welcome address to all the dignitaries who have the witnessed this event. And on considering this, we have the organized this Pudusu Pudusa Dinisu Dinisa Volume 10 event for the every month second Sunday. I really thank the management of National Engineering College from the bottom of my heart. On behalf of National Engineering College, I extend my hearty welcome to all the participants, and I am overwhelmed to our beloved director, Dr. S. Sanmugavel sir. Welcome you, sir. I am so pleased to welcome our respected principal, Dr. Kalidas Murugavel sir, for gracing this occasion with this presence. And also, I would like to welcome our speakers, Ms. Shalini Darwal, Public University, Delhi, Mr. Samuel Raja, NSS Volunteer, National Engineering College, Kovipatti, Mr. Wilson Thompson Joe, NSS Volunteer, the American College, Madurai, and Ms. Lakshmi Suji, NSS Volunteer College of Engineering Government, KTU University, Mr. Sundaraj, NSS Volunteer National Engineering College, Kovipatti, Ms. Akiti Singh, University School of Law and Legal Studies, Language Scholar at Delhi University. I am grateful to all the volunteers and program officers for their support and words of encouragement. Last but not least, I would like to welcome all the participants who have chosen to spend their valuable time by gracing this occasion. We welcome you all.
Thank you so much, Mr. S.K. Ganapati. I am glad to welcome Ms. Shalini Darwal, GGSIPU Public University Delhi, to share us the updates in international news in the month of May 2022.
Jai Hind to all. I, Shalini Dharwal of 4DGBN Battalion of Guru Gobind Singh University, is going to present on the topic International Current Affairs. But before that, I would like to thank Thamba sir and our ANO ma'am, Lieutenant Dr. Anita, for giving me this opportunity. Now, I will be presenting my. I will be sharing the screen. I think this one. First of all, I'm not able to share the screen. Is my screen visible to all?
No,
No,
Is it not?
no, it's not visible.
From now? Is it still not?
No.
Wait a minute. I'll leave once again and I'll rejoin it. Let's see if it works. Is my screen visible now?
No.
Still not?
Shalini, you can share your PPT to our email ID. Let us share. You
Yes,
just
sir.
say next, then we will proceed. Okay.
Yeah, yes, sir.
The email ID is posted in the chat box.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Shall I send it later on or right now?
No, if any problem occurs while sharing your screen, then you can share with us. We will share. You just say next. Then it will be easy for you to proceed.
Okay, sir. So give me a minute.
Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. Shalini, with your permission, shall we invite the next person? Before that, let us make all arrangements.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Uh, Karishma.
Okay, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Now I call upon Mr. Samvil Raja, NSS Volunteer, National Engineering College, Koilpatti, to share us the updates in national news.
Hello everyone, my name is Samuel Raja and I'm going to talk about the current affairs in our country. First of all, I just present the screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible.
And first is National Cyber Forensic Laboratory. Our Home Minister Amit Shah launched the National Cyber Forensic Laboratory on the premises of Central Forensic Science Laboratory in the Hyderabad. The NCFL plans to expedite the resolution of
Samuel
cybercrime
Raja,
cases.
sorry to
Yes.
disturb you, ma. If
Uh,
possible, switch on your camera, then speak.
okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Uh, the Home Minister Amit Shah launched the National Cyber Forensic Laboratory on the premises of Central Forensic Science Laboratory in Hyderabad. The NCFL plans to expedite the resolution of cybercrime cases in the country. The Minister of Home Affairs approved the establishment of NCFL for evidentiary purposes in the CFL, Hyderabad in December 2001. Uh, Union Cabinet Minister of Electronics and Information Technology, Communications and Railway, Ashwin Vaishnaw has inaugurated the National Institute of Electronics and Information Technology in Central Leh, Extension Center, Kargil and IT-enabled incubation center for handicraft and handloom sector. The National Data and Analytics Platform was launched by NATI for free public use. By making data accessible, interoperable, interactive, and available on a user-friendly platform. The platform intends to democratize the access to public government data. Hyperloop technology. The Minister of Railways has announced that it's going to be collaborate with the IIT Madras for the development of Made in India Hyperloop system. It has also announced that it will be setting up a Center for Excellence for Hyperloop Technologies at the aforementioned institution. India has shown interest in Hyperloop tech since 2017 by the Railway Minister Suresh Prabhu. In fact, the ministry also held talks with US-based Hyperloop One, but nothing quite materialized. National Film Festival. The National Film Festival of Jammu and Kashmir is approaching. The Department of Information and Public Relations of JK signed a memorandum of understanding with the National Film Development Corporation Limited. The MOU was signed by H.S. Akshay Labru, Director, Department of Information and Public Relations, JK and SHD Ramakrishnan, General Manager, NFTC, in the presence of SH Nitishwar Kumar, Principal Secretary to the LT Governor. Maharashtra Cabinet approved the Maharashtra Gene Bank, a first of its kind project in India, to conserve genetic resources in Maharashtra, including marine diversity, seed of local crops, and animal diversity in the next 5 years. An amount of rupees 172.39 crores will be spent on these seven focus areas. The Central Advisory Board on Archaeology, which was formed 7 years ago to promote ties between Archaeology Survey of India and people working in the field of archaeological research, was re-established. The ASI reconstituted the board with the Culture Minister as chairman and a member including officials from the Culture Ministry and ASI MPs, state government nominations, university representatives, scientists, and Indus Valley script experts. India's biggest drone festival. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has inaugurated India's biggest drone festival here and interacted with Kisan drone pilots as well as witnessed open-air drone demonstration. Bharat Drone Mahotsav 2022 is set to be two-day event being held on May 27 and May 22. The Prime Minister will interact with the Kisan drone pilots, witness open-air drone demonstration, and interact with the startups in the drone exhibition center. Kadi Village and Industries Commission. The Minister of MSME has created a Center for Experimentation, Innovation and Design for the Kadi Village and Industry Commission with the goal of empowering Kadi institutions across the country. The center's mission is to create clothing, home goods, and fashion accessories that appeal to individuals of all ages. The goal of Kadi Center of Excellence is to make Kadi a worldwide classic and value-driven brand. And thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Samuel Raja. I am glad to welcome Ms. Shalini Darwal, GGSIPU, Public University, Delhi, to share us the updates in international news in the month of May 2022.
1 minute, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I, Shalini Dharwal of 4DGBN Battalion of Guru Gobind Singh University is going to present on the topic Current Affairs of May 2022. Before that, I would like to thank Thamba sir and our ANO ma'am, Lieutenant Dr. Anita Singh. Now I will be presenting on the topic current affairs of May 2022. International Labour Day, 1st May, is also known as May Day in India. In India, Labour Day was first celebrated in 1923 by the Labour Kisan Party, which organized the May Day celebration in Chennai, then Madras. A fifth of world's reptile species deemed threatened with extinction. It is found that 21% of species are critically endangered or vulnerable to extinction. The study examined 10,196 reptile species, including turtles, crocodilians, lizards, snakes, and the tautara. Meghalaya's planning department's key initiative of the e-proposal system has won UN award. World Summit on the Information Society Forum WSIS Prize 2022. The initiative is a part of Meghalaya Enterprise Architecture MEG-EA. It eliminates 75% physical work of files in government departments. Sir David Attenborough earns UN Champion of the Earth Award. World's oldest chess grandmaster Yuri Everback passes away on 12th May. Next. World Laughter Day is on 1st May. PM Modi arrives in Berlin on 3-day Europe visit. First, Modi and German Chancellor Olaf Scholz will co-chair the 6th Indian-German intergovernment consultation. Second, he will then visit Copenhagen on 3rd May 2022, followed by Paris on 4th May 2022. He will participate in the second India-Nordic Summit. Snow leopard conservationist Charudat Mishra wins Whitley Gold Award, and he got his first award in 2005. On May 2 every year, World Tuna Day is celebrated to spread awareness among people about tuna fish regarding sustainable fishing practices. Carlos Alcaraz beats Alexander Zverev to win Madrid Open. Israel-based ISMC Analog Fab Private Limited will invest rupees 22,900 crores in Karnataka to set up a chip-making plant. India and the UAE's free trade agreement has come into effect on 1st May 2022. Under the pact, domestic exporters in various sectors such as textiles, agriculture, dry fruit, gems, and jewelry will get duty-free access to the UAE market. Next. India to be official country of honor for the Cannes Film Fest market. The world's first plant-based COVID-19 vaccine, Covipens, is found to be 70% effective against various variants of coronavirus. It has been developed by the Canadian biotech company Medicago. India-Germany signed an agreement on triangular development cooperation. First, External Affairs Minister S. J. Shankar met German Minister for Economic Cooperation and Development Svenja Schulze on 2nd May 2022. They signed agreement on triangular development cooperation and renewable energy partnership in May 2022. Arian Knighton becomes the fourth fastest man in 200 meters. Sri Lanka extended credit line with India by $200 million for fuel. Researchers discover Earth-like feature on Saturn's moon Titan. Hindustan Zinc Limited has signed an memorandum with Swedish firm Satvik AB to introduce battery-powered loader and trucks in its underground mines. Activist Cecile Tejabet of Cameroon won the 2022 Wangari Maathai Forest Champion Award on 5th May 2022. She was awarded in recognition of her outstanding contribution to preserving forests and improving the lives of people who depend on them. It was presented by the Collaborative Partnership on Forest CPF, which is chaired by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the UN AFO. Next. Next slide. North Atlantic Treaty Organization NATO exercise Defender Europe 2022 DE22 and Swift Response 2022 SR22 began on 1st May 2022, aimed at building preparedness and interoperability between allies and partners of the United States, US, and NATO. The exercises are scheduled from May 1st to 27th May 2022. The inauguration of status of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the first in North America, in Canada, was praised by Prime Minister Narendra Modi as a benchmark for relations between two countries. The State of the World's Forest 2022 explores the significance of three forest pathways for achieving green recovery and addressing environmental crises such as climate change and biodiversity loss against the drawback of the Glasgow leaders' declaration of forest and land use, and 140 countries pledged to end forest loss by 2030 and support restoration and sustainable production and consumption. With the launch of UN Energy Plan of Action towards 2025, the UN took a major step towards catalyzing the large-scale action and support needed for the transition to clean, affordable energy for all and net zero emission against the drawback of a global energy crisis and worsening climate emergencies. Next, John Lee Kachu has been confirmed as Hong Kong's next chief executive. Yoon Suk Yeol was sworn in as the South Korean president in a huge ceremony at Seoul's National Assembly. World's largest glass bottom bridge was opened in Vietnam. It is called as Vietnam Bax Loc Pedestrian Bridge, which is 632 meters, that is 2073 feet long, and located 150 meters, that is 492 feet above a huge jungle. South Korea became the first Asian country to join in North Atlantic Treaty Organization Cooperative Cyber Defense Center of Excellence. Shri Bhagwat Kumba, Union Minister of State for New and Renewable Energy, has arrived in Munich, Germany for Intersolar Europe 2022. In Munich, the Indian Union Minister will deliver a keynote talk at the Invest and Promotion event in India's solar event energy market. The Indo-German Energy Forum (IGEF) is organizing the event. Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. claims the victory in the 2022 presidential election of the Philippines with more than 30.8 million votes. Next. The United Nations General Assembly unanimously opted for the Czech Republic to replace it on the World Organization's primary human rights council. Indian government has prohibited wheat exports, claiming a threat to food security, partially owing to the conflict in Ukraine as a blistering heat wave reduced supply and pushed local prices to new highs. The world's largest suspension bridge has opened to travelers in the Czech Republic, and it is called Sky Bridge 721. Somali's legislators have elected former leader Hassan Sheikh Mohamud as the country's next president. Elizabeth Borne, who was appointed France's new prime minister, to become the second woman to hold the post in the country. The World Economic Forum annual meeting kicks off in Davos, Switzerland. The Indian delegation will be led by Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal. Throughout the 5-day meeting, this event will assist to strengthen India's status as a vital and relevant player in creating the global narrative, especially as it prepares to take over the G20 presidency next year. Next. Australia's Labour Party leader Anthony Albanese was sworn in as country's new prime minister. The World Health Organization (WHO) and the United Nations Child Fund (UNICEF) has released the first global report on assistive technology, GREAT. It includes 10 important actionable suggestions for enhancing access to assistive technology for all children, as well as evidence-based best practice examples. Former independence fighter and Nobel Peace Prize laureate Jose Ramos Horta has been sworn in as president of East Timor-Leste, ahead of celebration making the 20th anniversary of independence for Asia's youngest country. Red Bull's Circuit, Paris 1, Monaco F1 Grand Prix 2022. The event took place between May 27 to May 29, 2022, held at the Circuit de Monaco, Monaco, Europe. Ronnie Sullivan wins record 7th World Snooker title. Global Crypto Adoption Index by Chainalysis released. First, Global Crypto Adoption Index has been released by crypto analytics firm Chainalysis. Second, United Nations topped the charts with an estimate release gain of $49.95 billion, followed by the United Kingdom with estimated realized gain of $8.16 billion. India was at 21st position with an estimate release gain of $1.85 billion. Next. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Shalini Dawal. It was a great hearing. Now we would like to hear the words of Mr. Weasley Thomas Joe, NSS volunteer, the American College Madurai, to share the updates on science and technology.
Is my screen visible?
No.
No.
Wesley, share your screen, ma. Your face is visible, but your screen is not yet visible.
Yes, I'm
Keep on
trying.
screen.
Yes. Yes, is it visible now?
No.
No issue, Wesley. You can send your PPT to us. We will share. Then you can say next, 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 like that. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Karishma, you can invite the next person.
Okay, sir.
Thank
Now I would like to welcome and hear the words of Miss Lakshmi Suji, NSS volunteer, College of Engineering, Perumal, KTU University, to share the updates on sports.
Thank you, Harini. Is my audio clear?
Yes,
Yes.
here, ma'am.
Okay.
Lakshmi Suji, if possible, kindly switch on your cameras. Then sit, ma'am. If it is not, then no issues. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Actually, I'm switching on the camera, but it's automatically turning off.
Okay, no issue. You proceed your presentation. Thank you.
So is my presentation audible? No, seen?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, thank you. So myself, I'm Lakshmi Suji. I'm from College of Engineering, Peraman, currently pursuing BTech in Electronics and Communication. And first of all, I am taking a lecture on the current affairs or sports. So before going on to the session, I must thank the National Engineering College for giving me an opportunity to be here and be with you. So as our time is very limited, I am directly moving on to the updates on sports current affairs. So first, we are focusing on the American teenager Arion Nyson. Arion Nyson actually became the fourth fastest man in 200-meter on April 2022 at Baton Rouge meet. His timing in this Baton Rouge race is 19.49 seconds. The surprising thing is he himself crossed his record of 19.8 for under 20 in the same competition as 200-meter. So he's just behind with this feat, just behind our Jamaica's Usain Bolt, who clocked a timing of 19.19 seconds. So next we must go to the second Kale Master Games inauguration, and the inauguration was conducted or approached by our Youth Affairs and Sports Minister Anurag Singh Thakur on April 30, 2022 at the stadium of Taidat in New Delhi. So there were 3,000 master players of age group between 30 and 95 years. And the participants were from 23 states and union territories participating in 8 games. So this event was concluded in 3rd of May 2022. So on studying this, we must focus on the minister, the stadium, the number of participants, how many states participated, how many games, and the end date. So next we are moving on to the 12th Hockey India Senior Women National Championship, which was held at Bhopal in Madhya Pradesh. Conducted was on May 6th. There were 27 teams in the top honors, and the tournament was on a length of 12 days. The participating team, that means the 27 teams were divided into 8 pools. So normally in hockey, we are is hosting in 8 pool matches. So after this 8 pool matches, the main games, that's as quarter-final and semi-finals come into play. So in this 12th Hockey India Senior Women's National Championship, the quarter-final was held at May 14 and the semi-finals was held at the May 16. So the medal match was scheduled the next day, that is 17th May. Okay, now we are discussing on our 17th World Snooker title winner, Ronnie O'Sullivan. The Ronnie O'Sullivan won the record of 7th World Snooker Championship crown, beating our old champion Jude Trump in a score of 18 is to 13 in the final May 2022. So after winning the 7th World Snooker Championship, O'Sullivan was equalized to the Stephen Hendricks, who also have the 7th world title. So unlike our O'Sullivan, Henry has the record of the youngest ever world champion at the age of 21 in the year 1990. Not only that, he has an other record of having world 5 titles in a row, which was unprecedented. Means no one else had done it in a 5 row time. So here we are discussing both on Ronnie O'Sullivan and Stephen Haney and their records and appreciations. So next we are moving on to the Deaf Olympics. So India win 2 gold medal and 1 bronze medal in the 24th Deaf Olympics. So at ongoing this 24th Deaf Olympics, which was held at Caxias do Sul in Brazil, India won 2 gold medal. So first gold medal was won the shooter Dhanush Srikanth, who struck the gold medal in men's 10-meter air rifle competition, and the second gold medal was won by our Indian badminton team, beating the Japan in 3-1 in final. So now we are going to the 1 bronze medal. The 1 bronze medal was won by the Saurya Saini, finishing or defeating or not defeating the second prize. That means the silver one was won by Korea's Kim Hoo Rim in 8th man final. So our Saurya Saini has achieved the bronze medal in eight-man final, whereas the silver medal was achieved by Korea Kim Hoo-rin. So next, we're discussing or talking about our cricket team. As we all know, now our cricket team is captained by Rohit Sharma, and on the record or on the annual test ranking record of ICSE on May 4, 2022, India is the number one T20 team, and New Zealand is the number one day team. Means ODI team number one rank position was held by our New Zealand, and India's T20 team held the number one rank position on according to the record of 4th May 2022. So in this same date, our Pakistan had overtaken the position of England to the fifth position in men's test team ranking. So now we are discussing on the 12th Hockey India Sub-Junior Men National Championship. Actually, we also already discussed about the 12th Hockey Women's Senior National Championship, which was held at Delhi with the 27 teams. So here in 12th Hockey India Sub-Junior Men National Championship, we have 29 teams participating, and it was held at Goa on May 4th. So, same as the women's team, 8 days pool matches were conducted, and quarter final was held at May 12th. The semi-finals was May 14th, and medal matches were conducted in May 15th. In there, means if you are studying with comparison, in 12th Hockey India Senior Women's game, the quarterfinals was conducted in May 14th, semi-finals May 16th, and medal matches May 17th. So you can just, if you're memorizing it, it's 2 days apart from women's men's senior national championship and men's junior sub-junior national championship. So we are now discussing or moving to the Santosh Trophy. I think you all read the newspaper as our Kerala lifted the seventh time Santosh Trophy after defeating Bengal in penalty shootout this year May. So it's Kerala's third win in Santosh Trophy in its home soil, means in its home ground Kerala, which is held in Kochi. So first time they lifted the Santosh Trophy in 1973-74 batch. The second time was 1992-93, and the third time is this time in May 2022. So the current captain is Jijo Joseph, and he adjusts the players in the match to suit the game. So in last, we are discussing or updating about Harshada Sharat Garud, who is the first Indian to win a gold medal at IWF Championship. So she is the first Indian to win a gold medal in IWF Junior World Championship conducted on Heraklion in Greece in May 2nd, 2022. Actually, it's a great achievement from her part. She lifted a 153 kilogram under the category of 45 kg weight. And it's also included, she lifted a 70 kilogram in a snatch. Means she lifted a 70 kilogram weight in a bow, which was a appreciable one. So now we are discussing on the silver medalist and bronze medalist in the same IWF championship. So the second or the silver medalist was Turkey's Bette Kansu, and the bronze medalist was Moldova's Teroda Lumita Sinso. And with this, we can conclude the updates in sports. So I appreciate everyone for listening to me, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Lakshmi Suji. Next, we would like to hear the words of Mr. Wesley Thomas Joe, NSS volunteer, the American College, Madurai, to share the updates on science and technologies.
And am I audible?
Yes, audible.
Yes, okay. So this is Wesley Thomas Joe doing undergraduate in the American College, Madurai. And before going into our presentation, I would like to thank National Engineering College for giving us the opportunity to be a part of this prestigious event. And the first one, it is this SBA Corps expand its partnership with TCS. As we all know, that the Tata Consultancy Services is playing a vital role in all the fields. Now it may can tie up with SBI cards as it as SBI cards are the largest pure play credit card issuers. And next, two Indian student groups win NASA rover challenge. Two students from Vellore Institute of Technology from Tamil Nadu, they have declared as the winner of the University Division in Social Media Award. They have participated in the NASA rover challenge and they have won the award too. Next one. Our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi ji, participated in the second India Nordic Summit on 4th May. This India Nordic Summit is nothing but the relationship of India with the Atlantic region, which includes Denmark, Iceland, Norway, Sweden, and Finland. So he have participated for the second time, and the first summit was held in 2018, and the second was in 2022. And India signs fertilizer pacts with Jordan. As the result of Russia and Ukraine war, the price of the fertilizers in Russia have been increased. So for an alternative use, India has selected the Jordan and they have signed and packed for the fertilizers with the Jordan. Next one. And world's first plant-based COVID vaccine was 70% effective against COVID. The Canadian biotechnology company Medicago had developed a plant-based COVID vaccine which is 70% effective against the COVID. As there are many variants of COVID virus, this plant-based COVID vaccine have proved 70% efficiency for 5 variants of coronavirus. And our Financial Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has launched the NSDL Investor Awareness Program. As we all know that now even the students they have started investing in stock exchanges in order to provide awareness program for them. He have launched Market Ka Ekalvia, an online awareness program in our regional languages as well as in Hindi. Next one. Next slide, please. Yeah. And this India's first biogas-powered EV charging station was inaugurated in Mumbai. As these electronic vehicles are emerging slowly, Maharashtra has introduced it has inaugurated the biogas EV charging area, as it has claimed that it is the first biogas powered EV charging. As we know that biogas is eco-friendly as well as it is cheaper than the petroleum and diesel. And we will be launches a digital platform to facilitate NBFC partnership. The Bank of Baroda has partnership with non-banking financial institution and it provides an online platform for their banking business. As we have previously seen that TCS they have collaboration with SBA for the supply of credit cards. Today here, Bank of Baroda have collaboration with NBFC and provides the online digital platform for the lending of loans as well as the other banking transactions. That's next. And this Bharat Petroleums and Indian Oil and HP, they have entered into a purchase agreement with LTPA, which is a long time purchase agreement. And they have this agreement along with 3 banks. Here we could see 3 oil marketing companies having collaboration with 3 Indian banks, which is State Bank of India, IOB, and Indian Bank. And next, this National Technology Day. As we know that the National Technology Day is followed on May 11th every year, the reason or the day when it started was on May 11th, 1998, when our country has successfully tested the nuclear weapons in Pokhran. From that day until now, National Technology Day have been followed on May 11th every year. Next one. Our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji participated in the second global COVID-19 summit on 12th May. Last year too he have participated with Biden, and this year too he have participated with the global COVID-19 summit on 12th May 2022. As we know, the CEO of Alphabet, of Google, Now, again, another one, which is Archana Gulati, has appointed as a new public policy head of Google in India. And previously, she worked as the PM's federal think tank and the country's antitrust watchdog NITI Ayog as Niti Ayog as a joint secretary for digital communication. And now she has been appointed as the new public policy head of Google in India. That's the next one. Yes, the Indian Railways and IIT Madras to develop the country's first hyperloop. Indian IIT Madras, with collaboration with Indian Railways, they have decided to develop the first hyperloop in our country, and they have sanctioned 8.34 crores for this project to IIT Madras and ITC partners IIT Delhi to support research on sustainability. IIT Delhi is starting on research with ITC partners to know the sustainability and the sustainable development goals of the organization along with ITC. This next one. Odisha Chief Minister inaugurates Cyber Security Center. As the cyber security is emerging in our country, Odisha CM has inaugurated the Cyber Security Center on 27th of May as a part to protect the government data. In order to protect the government data, they have opened the center in Bhubaneswar. And the Belgium is the first one to make quarantine compulsory for monkeypox patients. As we are hearing the news about these monkeypox patients, Belgium is the first country to make quarantine. As we know that COVID, the first quarantine was made in China, and for this monkeypox, this first quarantine was made in Belgium. A 21-day quarantine is made compulsory for monkeypox patients. And IAS team develops enhanced data encryption and security device. This encryption of data has been developed nowadays, and this IIC has developed an TRNG, a true random number generator, so that the coding and encoding and this encryption of data would be more secure, so that this decoding and encoding would be made in a secured manner. And this IIS, Indian Institute of Science, has developed this TRNG and prove has the utmost efficiency than the previous data which has been used. So, as I would like to thank everyone for listening here patiently, and I would like to thank National Engineering College NSS for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Mr. Weasley Thomas Joe. It's nice to hear you. Now, I would like to invite Ms. Akriti Singh, University School of Law and Legal Studies, GGSIPU, and language scholar at Delhi University to let us know the updates on law and policies.
Thank you so much. I am presenting. Give me a while. I hope that the presentation screen is visible to everyone here.
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, all right, thank you. So, before I begin with the introduction and all the formalities, I would request every participant in this meeting to signify their presence in this meeting and their attentiveness by writing in the chat box that I love India. If that's not hurtful, everyone, just to tell me that you all are there. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. So, I'm Akriti Singh, pursuing BBA LLB from University School of Law and Legal Studies, also pursuing language from Delhi University. Today, I'm going to present on two subjects. The first subject is about It's present in almost every field, whether it's medical science, whether it's governance, politics, everywhere. And the second field is relative to the first, the law and policy. First, I'll be talking about law with the presentation and the legal developments that have happened in the month of May, all the amendments that have happened and the judgments of the Supreme Court. The first being the Supreme Court has approved a Supreme Court committee which will be headed by retired Bombay High Court Judge Pradeep Najarjo, and it is formed for recovery of money from the defaulters against whom National Spot Exchange has secured money decrees. The amount is over 5,000 crores. Until now, around 700 crores has already been paid. Although this has been formed by exercise of the Supreme Court's power. The Honorable Supreme Court, under Article 142 of the Indian Constitution, has the discretionary power to exercise its jurisdiction or make order as necessary to deliver the complete justice for the matters present in front of it. And next, after talking about this issue, what is actually National Spot Exchange Limited? As you can see on your screen, after several developments, changes in the regulations, changes in the procedure from 2005 to 2008, when NSEL actually came into operation, it is India's first spot exchange electronic platform for trading of the agricultural produce as well as the manufacturer produced. Although it was established in the view of the Prime Minister's vision, then Prime Minister visions to create a single market across the country for both manufactured and agricultural produce. Now, I have a question for all of you, and that is why I wanted to know your presence right here. And this question is with reference to the slide that is present in front of you. Who was Prime Minister of India in 2008? I'm waiting for your answers, and then we'll move ahead. Think, think. Who was the Prime Minister of India in 2008? Right. Dr. Manmohan Singh was then Prime Minister of India. The next legal issue, that is Supreme Court has appointed three-member administrators, and these three members are Dr. S.Y. Qureshi, who is the Chief Election Commissioner, Bhaskar Ganguly, who is the former football captain of India, and the committee which will be headed by Justice A.R. Dave. But why is this committee even formed? On 18th May, Supreme Court formed this order to formation of this committee to manage the affairs of all India Football Federation. Why? Because the court noted that the current state of affairs of AIFF is not in the interest of proper, fair, and just governance, which is compliance with the National Sports Code, as mentioned in the slide as well. Moving ahead, you have noticed that there is AIFF as well as sports code mentioned in this particular issue. I would like to elucidate both of these subjects here. AIFF is All India Football Federations, whose president or the current president is Praful Patel. Its jurisdiction lies in the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. It was founded on 23rd June 1937, although the existence of football and its origination is pretty interesting. Why? Because the father of Indian football, Nagendra Prasad Sarvatakari, he was in 1872 with his friends in a British school was playing football or with a normal ball with the techniques of football, and his European teachers noticed that the children were actually having that zeal and energy. Although at that time rugby was in prevalence in those days, and then the European teachers of Sri Nagendra sir motivated him to form a team, and that is how football in India came into existence. The first football club was established in 1872 itself, with the first football club to be held in 1888. That was by Sir Mortimer the Cup, which was held in Shimla. It is the third oldest surviving football competition across the globe and India's first football competition. This is something everyone must remember about football, as it's one of the most raw sport across the globe. Now, the sports code. Why the Supreme Court has asked, or sorry, ordered all the NSFs to comply to the sports code. And when I hear about sports code, what comes into my mind is Ajay Mehra versus Union of India. In Ajay Mehra versus Union of India, Justice Nazari and Vikas Mahajan ordered all the NFS who are obliged and are accountable for the management, direction, and promotion and sponsorship of the discipline of the sport. For example, tennis itself, they are recognized by relevant international federations. In the case, it is AIFF. So AIFF is obliged to adhere to all the rules that are present in National Sports Code, which came into being in 2011. And in 2011, then Sports Minister was Ajay Mehta. This code was notified by Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. Then the next part about is a question to you all over again. Who is Minister of Ministry, Youth Affairs and Sports? It's you who is speaking now. I'm waiting for your answers. Who is the Minister of Ministry, Youth and Sports Affairs? Correct. Right, Shalini. The next part. The Supreme Court has put on hold on 152 years old colonial era sedition law on hold. The sedition law is under 124A of IPC, Indian Penal Code 1860, that came into being in 1860 itself, pre-independence era. But why? Because section 124A of an IPC has to be effectively in abeyance till the union government reconsider the provision. So the court has ordered to reconsider the provision to see what changes could be made and how. The court has also held that who have already been booked under section 124A of IPC, they can approach the court and receive a bailment. It was on 11th May. We have noticed that there have been several cases of sedition law. And in each case, the sedition law, despite its corrosive nature, it has been held with strength. And why is that? It is because in the Kedarnath Singh case, one of the landmark and the major cases in the history of India, the Constitutional Court has upheld the constitutional validity of the sedition law. Which is present under section 124A, and it says, whosoever by words or either spoken or written, or by signs or by visible representation or otherwise brings or attempts to bring into hatred, contempt, or excites disaffections towards the government established by law shall be punished with imprisonment for life, which may be fine added. Now, what was the situation in pre-independence? I would say in 1860, Indian Penal Code was formed, although the sedition law did not exist at that moment when 1860 IPC was formulated. It was added into IPC in the year 1870 by the Britishers. And who was the first person to get convicted under it? Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it. Definitely. Sri Lokmanya Tilak, also known as Bal Gangadhar Tilak, was convicted under sedition law in the year 1908 for his newspaper in Marathi, Kesari. Note that because it has been asked in almost every competitive exam almost every year. He was charged because while there was a plague and a special plague committee was formed due to his fiery articles, VWC Rand and Lieutenant Eyster, they both were assassinated because of his article, and the Britishers convicted him in the Bombay court in 1908. After this, I have another Supreme Court decree, that is, it has ordered to form around 25 special courts. Mind you, special courts are also known as extraordinary courts for the check bounce case. What is check bounce case? Check bounce case is covered under Negotiable Instruments Act 1888. These check bounces are heavily been loaded on these courts of the country. That is more than 2 crores in the country. The special courts under the Negotiable Instrument Act, they will be set up in Maharashtra, Delhi, Gujarat, in Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan. A special court has jurisdiction to any person who is concerned in offence with respect to declaration has been made, either principal, conspirator, or abettor. So it is covered in Special Court Act 1979. The bench here was of L. Nageshwar Rao, Justice B.R. Gawai, and Justice S. Ravindra Bhatt has ordered the aforesaid statement. Now, this whole issue was brought in, and this development of forming these special 25 courts, how did this happen? So the top court incorporated suggestions that were given by senior advocate Siddharth Luthra and K. Parmeshwar as amicus curiae in the case. Which is amicus curiae is a legal maxim, which means that friend of the court. These are the experts who assist in the legal proceedings. So this is a term that has to be noted. Now, there are few conditions that have been given here. Say that is, the quarterly statements of the disposal have to be received by the Supreme Court once all the pendant cases are actually settled, and a facilitation officer has been appointed to manage the all the formalities as well. Moving to the next slide, it is about the appointment of justices of High Court to the Supreme Court. So the central government has notified the appointment of Guwahati High Court Sudhanshu Dhulia's position to the Supreme Court, who is the Chief Justice of Guwahati High Court, and of Jamshed Gurjor Padiwala, who is the fourth Parsi with 2 years tenure to be elevated to the Supreme Court. Talking about Justice Sudhanshu Dhulia, he is the second judge from the Uttarakhand to be elevated to the Supreme Court. First being Ashok Desai, who was also the Justice of the Uttarakhand High Court. This was exercised by in the purview of Article 124, Clause 2, where every judge of the Supreme Court shall be appointed by the President by warrant under his seal after consultation with such judges of Supreme Court and of the High Court in the state as he may deem fit. Now, talking about the names of the judges were recommended by the collegium. What is this collegium? Collegium is the constitution of judges, which is right now in the present headed by our Honorable Chief Justice of India, Justice N.V. Ramana, and it constitutes of 5 members, included just our Honorable Chief Justice N.V. Ramana. It evolved due to 2 cases. The first judge's case is 1981 and the second judge's case is 1998. The first judge's case is 1981 upheld the primacy of the CJI to recommend judges with and define all the cogent reasons to not uphold his recommendations. In third judge's 1998 case, in the case it was upheld that the collegium will constitute of 5 members. Going to the next topic, that is our appointment of Justice Mohanty as an Lokpal chairperson, and in the slide all the members of the Lokpal are mentioned. Our president has given Justice Pradeep Kumar Mohanty the additional charge of Lokpal in the place of Pinaki Chandra Ghosh on 23rd May 2022. But what is Lokpal? So Lokpal and Lok Yukta Bill came into being in 2011, was passed in 2011. It got the President assent, Honorable President assent in 2014, 1st January, and it came into effect on 16th January 2014. How many amendments have happened to this bill? There only has been one amendment in 2016. To it, what why the Lokpal? What's the reason that Lokpal is being in this country? Lokpal enforces the authority to investigate and interrogate into the cases of corruption in the public functionaries. Here, it is with the purpose of clean governance, as India is also a signatory to United Nations Convention against corruption, and then in around 2014, the Secretary General said that corruption is is an insidious plague that has wide corrosive effects in the society. And you have I again have a question for you all, and that is, who was then Secretary General I just mentioned in the United Nations 2014? I'm waiting for your answers. In 2014, who was the Secretary General of the United Nations? Answers in the chat box. It was in 2014 when the Lokpal Bill came into being, and in the United Nations, the Secretary General said that the corruption is actually a plague and it has corrosive effects. Then who was the Secretary General at that moment? Who said them? Who said these lines? Who quoted these lines? Correct. Right. It is Ban Ki-moon. Now, I'll be talking about the another subject, as I said before, the relative of law, that is policy. The first policy is of Himachal Pradesh government, which has amended its industrial state policy. And the industrial state policy of Himachal Pradesh came into being in the year 2019 on 16th August. But what is the objective of this policy? Before getting to know the issue, what has happened in the month of May, let us know what this policy is in a crust. So, this its objective is to provide concession, incentives, and facilitates to promote investment in the hill state. That is why the industrial investment state policy came into being in the year 2019. And now coming back to the issue, what changes have been made? There have been five core changes and alteration to the state policy. The first one is the A category, is the formation of the A category or addition of the A category, which comprises of enterprises with minimum fixed capital of 200 crores employing 200 bona fide Himachalis have been accommodated into category A. And the category B consists of enterprises with 150 crore of minimum fixed capital investment employing 150 Himachalis. They have been in category B. And then comes the category C with 100 crores of minimum fixed capital investment and with 100 Himachalis being employed there. What is one of the core major issues here? One of the core major issues is about the persons with benchmark disabilities. Telling you about the person with benchmark disabilities, the benchmark disability are the people under Section 2R of the Rights of Persons with Disability Act 2016 states who is a person with benchmark disability. A person with not less than 40% of the specified disability as certified by certifying authority, that person will be covered in the benchmark disability. Now, what has been changed in this provision, in this policy? So the persons with benchmark disability who are being employed by the enterprises, those enterprises will enjoy a benefit of 1,000 rupees per month for next 3 years per disabled person that enterprise is employing. Another change is of the sunset policy, which has been extended to 2025. This is another question that I want to ask you all. How many seats are there in Parliament of Himachal Pradesh? How many seats are in the Parliament? It's 4. Thank you so much for this active participation. The next issue is the change is VIL and ICRIER sign MOU to set up Policy Research Center. So the Vodafone India and the Indian Council for Research on International Economic Relation has come together and associated for development of a telecom research center. The telecom research center has some of the objectives such as um, it has the objective, it function as an autonomous research center for bringing together all the stakeholders from the private sector as well as the public sector. For example, the schools, the public offices and the authorities to incur the best talent present in the country and for the development of the economy as well. So when we are talking about economy, we also consider Indian Council for International Economic Relations. So what are the focus of the ICRIER? The main focus is to enhance the knowledge content of the policy making by analyzing the trends that have been going in the country, and it is about informing India's policy and making and improving the interface with the global economy of the Indian economy and the global economy as well. So henceforth we are considering economy, we must also know that India stands as the sixth largest economy in the world, sixth largest economy after US, China, Japan, Germany, and UK. It is the sixth largest economy, which is usually asked in the exams. So this research policy center will be headquartered in Delhi itself, and the board will comprise of representatives from three different bodies. First is Department of Telecommunications, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, as well as Cellular Operation Association of India. So far, these are the two policies that have been covered in the month of May, and all the legal issues that I have covered. And for to go through the content in short, concise way and the comprehensive way, I've also formed um, a Google document so that you can all access, even if you would have missed out somewhere. You can click on this link and go through all the topics that I've mentioned, and it is pretty much concise as it carries every current affair, every contemporary concern from the month of May on legal issues as well as policies. Thank you so much, and this is how my presentation ends. Thank you so much. You all were really active while my presentation.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sakriti Singh. It was really interesting. And at last, I welcome Mr. Sundar Raj, NSS volunteer, National Engineering College, Kovilpatti, to deliver the updates on government schemes and important days.
Thank you for introducing me. And my screen is I here to present my screen. My voice is audible.
Yeah, it's audible.
Thank you. And my screen is presenting now.
Yes.
Thank you. And good morning, everyone who all are present here. Thank you for giving an opportunity to share my knowledge with you. Today, I present the topic of government schemes and importance day. Let, let us go to the PPT. First of all, I explained the government schemes of Swadesh Darshan scheme. In Swadesh Darshan scheme is a central sector scheme launched in 2014 to 15 by the Ministry Tourism and Culture, Government of India for the integrated development of theme-based tourist circuits. This scheme aims to promote, develop, and harness the potential of tourism in India. Under the Swadesh Darshan scheme, the Ministry of Tourism provides a central financial assistance. It stands for CFA to state governments, union territory administrations for the infrastructure development of circuits. This scheme is innovation to synergize with other schemes like Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, Skill India, and Make India, etc., with the idea of positioning the tourism sector as a major engine for job creation, the driving force for economic growth, and building synergy with its various sectors to enable tourism to realize its potential. The next, the Pradhan Mantri Jandan Yojana. In Pradhan Mantri Jandan Yojana is national mission for financial inclusion to ensure access to financial services, namely banking or savings and deposit accounts, remittance and credit, insurance, pension in an affordable manner. Account can be opened in any bank branch or business correspondent outlet. Accounts opened under Pradhan Mandra Jan Dhan Yojana are being opened with zero balance. However, if the account holder wishes to get checkbook, he or she will have to fulfill minimum balance criteria. Next, the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. The Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan core objective is to attain universally elementary education. It stands for UEE in the country. Its overall goals include universal access and representation, bridging of gender and social category gaps in education, and enhancement of learning levels of children. These objectives are met with specific interventions that are aligned to the legal mandated norms and standards and free entitlements mandated by the Right to Education Act 2009 and the model rules issued from time to time. Under the core objectives, different interventions are listed out and the functional and financial processes are detailed in the SSA and framework for implementation. The program offers flexibility in framing and state-specific implementation and guidelines that broadly fit within the framework. These are the three government schemes of my PPT, and next the importance days of May month. First of all, May 1 is celebrated as International Labour Day because we spread awareness about labor's rights and mark their achievements and their hard work. In May 2, we are celebrated as World Tuna Day because of to raise awareness about the importance of tuna fish. In May 3, we celebrated as World Press Freedom Day because of to pay tribute to the journalists who have lost their lives. In this year, the theme of the World Press Freedom Day is journalist and journalist segregation. In May 4, World Asthma Day. It's because of spread awareness and care about the asthma in the world. In May 5, we celebrated as World Hand Hygiene Day and to maintain the global promotion and visibility and sustainability of hand hygiene. In May 7, we celebrated as World Athletics Day because the awareness about the importance of fitness and encourage them to play sports, especially athletics. In May 8, we celebrated as World Red Cross Day because to aim to broaden the public's understanding of International Red Cross and the Red Crescent movement. In May 11, we celebrated as National Technology Day because of integrated approach in science and technology for sustainable future. In May 12, we celebrated as International Nurses Day because to honor the services of nurses and the birth anniversary of Florence Nightingale. The Florence Nightingale are the social reformer in UK. And in May 16, we celebrated as National Dengue Day because to make people aware of dengue and its prevention measures. In May 18, we celebrated as World AIDS Vaccine Day because to create awareness and provide information about acquired immune deficiency syndrome. In May 21, we celebrated as World Day for Cultural and Diversity for Dialogue and Development because to celebrate the richness of the world's cultures and highlight the signification of its diversity. In May 24, we celebrated as Commonwealth Day to delivering a common future. In May 31, we celebrated as World No Tobacco Day to create awareness amid the global citizens about not only the dangers of using tobacco. These are the days I covered in the month of May, and thank you for giving an opportunity to present here to the topic of government schemes and important days. And thank you, National Engineering College. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sundarraj. Now it's time to ask queries. So, is there any queries you can ask or post in chat box?
So, okay. As we come to the close of the event, I invite Mr. Karthik Raj from second year to conclude this event with vote of thanks.
Yeah, okay. Vote of thanks. The best and beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt by heart. Thank you is just one such prayer among them. I consider it a great privilege to extend the vote of thanks to all the dignitaries who have witnessed this event. We have organized this Pudusu Pudusa Dinisu Dinisa Valam 10 event for every month second Sunday. I really thank the management of National Engineering College from the bottom of my heart. So I'm so happy to convey my thanks to our director, Dr. S. Sanmugavel, and to our respected principal, Dr. K. Kalidasa Murugavel. Thank you, sir. I would like to convey my special thanks to our speakers, Ms. Shalini Darwal, GGSAPU, Public University, Delhi, Mr. Samuel Raja, NSS Volunteer, National Engineering College, Kolpatti, Mr. Wellesley Thomas Joe, NSS Volunteer, the American College, Madurai, Miss Lakshmi Suji, NSS Volunteer, College of Engineering, Vermont, KT University, Miss Akrit Singh, University School of Law and Legal Studies, DGSIPU, Language Scholar at Delhi University, Mr. Sundar Raj, NSS Volunteer, National Engineering College, Kovilpatti. Thank you all. You all made this event a grand success. On behalf of National Engineering College, I extend my heartily congratulations to all the participants. I'm grateful to program officers for their support, words of encouragement. Thank you, sir. I'm also to convey my thanks to our volunteers. Then thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Karthik Raj. I would like to conclude the session with the quote, "It always seems impossible until it's done." Thank you all for making this event a grand success. So if you have any feedback, you shall put in chat box or unmute yourself and ask.